reaching the end of what I hope you've all agreed it was a fantastic day. We thought we'd take you back to that question we posed right at the very beginning when we were testing the app out, about what you thought NATO's main focus should be or focuses in the future. And I think we've got the question and hopefully answers if technology has not thwarted us. Oh, there we go. So it looks like all of the above. Okay, that's kind of slightly boring, is the answer. Well done, everyone, you got it right. And I guess we were going to ask, over the course of the day, has your opinion changed at all? And we were going to redo the app to see if it had, actually let's see if it might go up a bit, I suppose, or down. So do you want to try again with your app and answer that question again and see if maybe your opinion has changed or not, and we can have a look and compare. But
it's a fascinating result, isn't it? In a period in which we have an American defense strategy that explicitly talks about the return of great power competition, about officials talk about ending 18 years of smaller conflicts, that we still see, in this room at least, a sense of the importance of some of those missions. There's not a sense of weariness in the same way as one might expect. But let's see how the discussion over the day may have changed some of that.
I'm not 100% sure how this works. Do we look now?
I think we can see the results now.
Okay, all exciting.
I'm aware not everyone may have had time to
you're probably on the edge of your seats.
Yeah.
I would be if I had a seat. Oh, there you go. Wow. It's gone up.
Not consistent. Yeah.
Okay, well done. Even more people are correct. Well, that's good. So we've had an effect, and I think for me the takeaways from today are obviously the people speaking on the panels are huge supporters of the alliance, and we've had a really strong championing cry for transatlantic defence. But I think also we've had a lot of wake-up calls, not just Macron's, about how NATO needs to adapt. Yes, it's fantastic that here we are, 70 years of transatlantic defence, but given the changing nature of war and given the changing dynamics in power shifts across the world, NATO really needs to think quickly and adapt if we're going to, well, our successors are going to be in a forum like this in 70 years' time.
I think what jumps out at me is this very powerful sense that we're dealing with a period in which there's obviously significant, very vibrant discussion about the future of the alliance that's shaped in many ways by changes in the domestic politics of member states, including waves of populism sweeping across different parts of the world. But that conversation, that discussion, is being additionally stressed by changes in the core business of what NATO does, which is that it's a military alliance. It has to prepare for conflict. But the nature of conflict, or the character of war, is also changing. We're seeing things that may stress the speed of conflict, may stress decision makers, the rise of artificial intelligence, the rise of missiles that can travel at over Mach 5 and stress existing defensive systems. We're seeing changes in the way precision missiles can target big platforms. So the political issues and the political challenges that we face are being doubly stressed by all of those technological shifts that are also changing the future force structures of armed forces, the equipment they need, the way they fight, the sorts of officers they train. And so this isn't just about the question of, is it about Russia, is it about terrorism, is it about the Baltics, is it about the Black Sea? This is in a more fundamental way about what does conflict look like over the next 70 years, because it definitely will not look like the sorts of structures that NATO had at its founding or in the decades afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. And we were thinking maybe we should ask you if anyone wants to talk or offer their thoughts after today, given that it is all about engaging. So is anyone brave enough to stick a hand up and offer their thoughts? Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. I like you.
Once again, I'm George from Georgia, and I'm the Information and Cybersecurity Consultant. of course, I will have some takeaway, and I will just have some advice to the NATO countries and to the alliance regarding there was talk about the research and development within the technology and innovating the alliance and so on. So. For my perspective, what I've seen like recent 3-4 years when the cyber was declared as the operation domain, NATO is being a bit closed and a bit not much open to the research and to not much open to the some educational bodies and agencies. So I would suggest why not to give more chance to the aspirant countries and give more possibilities to be engaged and to be involved in NATO issues, to get closer much to NATO. I mean, the Ukraine and Georgia, of course, the first aspirant countries that we have right now, so almost 10 years and more. So there are really good capabilities within these. I work within the research on the Article 5 as well and so on. Yes, so giving more possibilities to the aspirant countries to be engaged in NATO, especially in R&D within the cyber. That's my takeaway from this.
Thank you. Thank you.
We had a question down here, the lady at the front.
Thank you so much. Cornelia Adriana Baciu, Johns Hopkins University, Washington, D.C. campus. So one of my takeaways, I think, from this conference today is related to the major topic, which is that of the innovating the alliance. So I think this goes beyond of the technological aspect. When we are talking about innovating the alliance, we also refer to processes of innovation, of institutional innovation at strategic level. So I think this could be 2 key points which we would need to develop and advance in future discussions. A second thing which I would like to mention is when we talk about the future of NATO, my research is on evolutionary stable strategies, so I deal a lot with theories. One possibility to conceptualize the future of NATO would be to apply the alliance theory. The alliance theory predicts that the alliance strength will depend on 3 major factors: common threats, mutual utility, and mutual reliability. So I think this could be a possible starting point to aim to conceptualize future challenges and visions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we've got the lady here.
Thank you very much. Helena Melikishvili, political scientist. So I think I was very much inspired by Olivier's presentation, and I would add to George's point, I think it's about new ideas, letting in new ideas and new members as well. And because NATO was a product of new perceptions 70 years ago, I think it's time to let these new ideas in and allow new people to bring their own vision. Thank you.
We have a question over here. If you could wait for the microphone, we'll just get you one.
Yeah, mine would be short too. I'm Sayın Yılmaz from Young Atlantic Treaty Association, Turkey. What I get from this conference is that I think the partner countries and member countries of NATO is pretty much aware of the problems that our alliance facing with, especially in recent years. But then there are some amazing ideas to solve problems, but we need executive solutions in order to make us united even stronger than before, because we have even more different voices within the alliance than we used to have. So yeah, when I turn back, I will definitely try my best to have solutions and create policy papers about those people. But yeah, thank you so much for this lovely event.
Thank you. And thank you ever so much to the audience for being such fantastic participants. Oh, sorry, one more. One quick. Yeah, sure, go on.
I'm Catherine Langley Hope from Canada. I'm the Vice Chair of the NATO Association of Canada. I think what all of us need to do is support our Atlantic councils and our associations. And when we do that, we'll reach out to everyone. We need that support for education and funding, and therefore to reach out to young people and include them.
Thank you very much. So it's our last job is to say thank you. Thank you to you for all coming here and being engaged. Thank you to the organisers who put this fantastic event on, including, of course, NATO. Thank you as well to the speakers and the panellists and the moderators and everyone behind the scenes who's made this event possible.
And finally, please join us for a very well-deserved drink and follow-on chat downstairs. Thank you.